it will be effectively Luca Wilkinson, who came up here around about half hour ago or so. It's always good to have a chat with the riders. And Luca Wilkinson, of course, a former champion in the club, and doesn't look as though he's out there either. So the rookie 600s are underway. That's a hop, skip and a jump there for the number 156 of Michael Goff, but it will be Fraser Lysachenko who leads them in towards Paddock Hill Bend for the first time of asking. Red lights are on once again for the race start, and it's Jake Donkersley, Sean Crone, Hayden Smith, Ian Davies. I can see that the number 67 machine of Simon Harvey, George Prinos, and we've got a yellow flag down there at Paddock Hill Bend. That will be for one of our rookie 600 riders, unfortunately. So we'll see who doesn't come around to trip the timing beam, as it's Fraser who leads away from David Waters, and that is the 55 machine of Timothy Roach, who's moved up to third place, Keith. So in towards the second sector they go, as the Open 500s make their way now through Graham Hill Bend, and it is Sean Crone who leads from Jake Donkersley. There's Ian Davies in third ahead of Hayden Smith, and it's George Prinos, Simon Harvey, and then just in front of Simon Harvey it is one of the CB500 riders.
We've got the old yellow flag there at Paddock Hill Bend. Looks like one of our riders is being recovered. I can't quite see who that is. You'll pick him up, and we'll pick him up on the screen in a minute to see who's gone missing.
It looks like, David March, unfortunately, hasn't come around at the end of lap number one.
So it's a great shame for his ambitions. So it's slightly lighter here. Do you know what? The clouds are quite high here, so hopefully the rain's going to stay away from here. We'll wait and see, because rookies and rain don't tend to mix terribly well at all, do they?
And to be fair, we do only have the one race after this one as well, Keith.
Yeah, so fingers crossed we're going to get the programme away quite nicely today, which is a huge contrast to yesterday, of course. So, yeah, fingers crossed everything stays nice and smooth, and we get to go home early.
Oh, Hayden Smith at the inside of Ian Davies. That's for the lead in the two-stroke class for the Open 500s. Runs it wide, and Ian Davies says, thank you very much. I'll take that back. George Prinos on the TZ250 has a look at the inside of Hayden Smith as well. It's Yamaha versus Kawasaki, and it is going to be George Prinos who moves up to second position in that particular class. But here come the four strokes in the Open 500s as the yellow flags still wave in towards Paddock Hill Bend, and it looked as though that Jake Donkersley was just holding back on going past the back marker in that yellow flag section. So we'll wait and see how that plays out over the course of the race. But across the line, it was a gap of 0.4 of a second between Jake Donkersley and Sean Crone. But it is Sean Crone who leads at the moment in towards Graham Hill Bend, and Jake Donkersley has got a little bit more work to do as they go onto that bottom straight. The gap, I'd say, is around about 0.9 to a second between the leading two.
David Waters and Fraser Lysachenko. This could be the battle story of the year, I think, with these two. They've obviously won two. It's 2-1 this at the moment to Lysachenko, and of course picked up the Vince Fox Trophy just before after the last race. So looks like Waters wants revenge at this stage. So David Waters has got two second places and a win to Fraser's 1 second place and 2 wins. So this could well be the tale of the tape throughout the year. We'll wait and see how it goes. Obviously quite a bit of travelling to do. Cleveland's, by the way, is north of Manchester, Preston basically. So I knew it was up there somewhere. I probably saw a sign for it when I was in Preston recently. Right, so a fair bit of commuting going on in the paddock, that's for sure. Some great racing going on as well. Certainly the rookie 600s. It's what we like to see is a good close rookie 600 race. Fastest man on the track so far is Lysachenko with a 52.987. And him goes into the 51s there. In fact, Waters had a bad lap there, does a 53.2, 51.9, so 1.43 seconds quicker for Lysachenko that time round. However, we're not even halfway into the race, so plenty of time to make up some space there. Crone continues to lead the four-stroke section of the Open 500 class, with Donkersley just 0.8 of a second behind him. They've now put a couple of rookie 600s behind them. In fact, I think Prinos, Smith and Davies, the next battle in the two strokes, could well be doing the same. Sorry, mate, we've got to look out the window here. Again, it's a fine spray. Not seeing any flags. It's nothing too drastic at this stage.
I think, as you said there earlier, it will be showing on the ride advisors as well, because Dave Waters has just lost 2.1 seconds to Fraser Lysachenko in this first sector alone, as Fraser comes across the line with a 52.5. Dave Waters a 55 flat.
Okay, I wonder if it's psychological on Waters then. Okay, we've got the St George's flags out at a couple of spots. The marshal's giving them a bit of a warning.
Got them at Paddock Hill there as well, Keith, which is not exactly the most reassuring thing you want to see, but it's the same for everyone, I suppose, isn't it?
It is. It's this fine spray at the moment. It's the concrete slabs outside the box here are not getting wet at all. I'm trying to fine spray on the windows. It's not what you call rain. It's almost like a heavy mist. And looking at the spectators, we've still got spectators on the back who don't look as they're trying to take shelter. So I don't think it's raining at the moment. I do think, unfortunately, David Waters is probably getting some moisture on his visor, and it's not doing his. And I totally understand that, because psychology plays a big part in this sport, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and he's fallen into the clutches here of the number 17 of Andrew Morris. And in fact, Andrew Morris has found his way through, so this will give the hurry up for David Waters, who promptly retaliates by going up the inside of Andrew Morris in towards Paddock Hill Bend, and right there with them as well. Fourth in this race is the 55 of Timothy Roche. So Round Druids comes out race leader. That is Fraser Lisichenko on the number 36 all black Yamaha R6 through Graham Hill Bend now. And next up, it's up the inside goes David Waters, and there's a tail ender coming into play here. That was a little bit sketchy there for David Waters, but he's got it all under control and kept it rubber side down. And Morris and Roche in the third and fourth in that order. Looks like Morris may have gone a little bit wide actually through Surtees, and that will be a benefit for Tim Roche, because that will put him up into a podium spot.
Okay, looks like Lisichenko's going a bit slower as well. A 54.8 last time around, a 53 now, so it's not too bad at all. It's not particularly consistent times, but you wouldn't expect them in these conditions. Here comes that battle from Waters, Roche and Morris. They've come across the line there in the 54s this time around, but again, these are not slow times. These do suggest a dry weather time for a rookie 600, really. Not perfect conditions, far from it, but nonetheless, I don't think the conditions are super tricky at the moment. Obviously, the clerks of the course do keep a very close eye on these things. They do listen to the marshals from around the circuit. We have corner commanders looking after things there, and they will report if there is any substantial moisture. But I can tell the spectators listening at home that, again, the concrete outside of the booth here is still completely dry. So hopefully we're going to miss the worst of any rain as the laps count down here in this. And the light's already starting to fade as well. I'm glad we're not running late here today, because this kind of feels like about 6 o'clock in the evening at the moment, doesn't it, rather than 4:30?
It does, yeah. It's certainly getting a little bit darker, as you said there. Is again, that battle for the rookie 600 peels in towards Paddock Hill Bend.
Bit of a change there. It looks like Andrew Morris, who hasn't featured terribly well. I know he did pick up a podium earlier, sorry Andrew, but he's now moved up into the second place ahead of David Waters there, and Roche, because he moved up 2 places. Donkersley doing a great job in the Open 500 4-stroke. He's just now into 5th place overall with Crone behind him. I think that's probably how they'll finish, because they're 12 seconds behind the next of the 600, so they split the 600s quite evenly once again. Smith is leading, Hayden Smith, that is leading the way in the rookie 2-strokes. He's just gone past on George Prinos on that TZ. And Davies Hargreaves, another one of the rookie 600s. Lisichenko gets the last lap flag. So over the line he goes. Here comes that battle between the minor runners. It is Morris, Waters and Roche. No change between the 3 of them. So if somebody wants to move up a place or go down a place, they better hurry up and sort something out, because they are running out of time. But Lisichenko is definitely justifying the Vince Fox trophy, which he gave him a couple of hours ago, by being our leading rookie by a good way at the moment. He powers his way onto the back straight there, as that's Hayden Smith on the KR1S, who might get caught by some of the others. Certainly some of the runners and riders in the Open 500 2-stroke class are getting caught there. Field very spread out around the track. Some people having very lonely races there as well.
I think Jason Cherry's just come into the pits. A few laps to go, Keith.
Yeah.
As Fraser comes across the line to take the checkered flag, and will lead the championship coming away from this opening round. Next up is Andrew Morris, who gets the better of David Waters, and then it is Tim Roche who's next across the line. And Smith's already across the line, isn't he? So Hayden Smith does take the win in the 2-stroke Open 500s ahead of George Prinos and Ian Davies.